Sensory play. The aims and objectives of this session is to understand about sensory play and how to plan activities within the EYFS curriculum. Sensory play is an essential part of learning for young children. Through their senses, they make sense of the world around them and begin to explore nature. A stimulating environment is vital to ensure that this area of learning is maximised to its full potential. Sensory play includes activities that stimulate children's senses such as sight, sound, smell, taste or touch. By providing this type of activity, children will naturally learn more about the world around them through their senses. Such activities contribute to brain development by stimulating the neurons in the brain to make connections and help with growth in all areas of learning. For example, as children explore sensory materials, they develop their sense of touch. It lays the foundation for learning other skills, such as identifying objects by touch and using fine and gross motor skills. These motor skills can be refined through moulding, scooping, splashing and shaping things. As children become more verbal, they will learn to describe similarities and differences in objects that they see, hear, taste, smell or touch. Social skills can be developed by sharing materials and seeing how others interpret things and share ideas and discoveries, therefore building relationships. Sensory experiences can be calming and therapeutic for young children and help them work through their emotions, anxieties and frustrations. They can release pent-up energy and allow children to master new skill sets. Planning for sensory experience is essential. It ensures that all areas of the curriculum can be met through purposeful play experiences. Planning will ensure that all necessary risk assessments are in place and materials sourced to allow the activity to be presented well. Planning will also allow practitioners to provide for children's next steps in learning and development, depending on the child's likes and dislikes and what the child learns from the activity. The child may find different types and different ways of exploring the action that adult has not thought of. Brain development. Children are born ready to learn and have many skills to learn over many years. They depend on parents, family members and other caregivers as their first teachers to develop the right skills to become independent and lead healthy and successful lives. How the brain grows is strongly affected by the child's experiences with other people and the world. Nurturing care for the mind is critical for brain growth. Children grow and learn best in a safe environment where they are protected from neglect and from stress, with plenty of opportunities to play and explore. Parents and other caregivers can support healthy brain growth by speaking to, playing with, and caring for their child. Children learn best when parents take turns when talking and playing and build on their child's skills and interests. Nurturing a child by understanding their needs and responding sensitively helps to protect children's brains from stress. Speaking with children and exposing them to books, stories and songs helps strengthen children's language and communication, which puts them on a path towards learning and succeeding in school. Five reasons why sensory play is beneficial. Research shows that sensory play builds nerve connections in the brain pathways, which leads to the child's ability to complete more complex learning tasks. Sensory play supports language development, cognitive growth, fine and gross motor skills, problem-solving skills, and social interaction. This type of play aids in developing and enhancing memory. Sensory play is great for calming an anxious child or a frustrated child. This helps children learn sensory attributes such as hot, cold, sticky or dry. Sensory experiences can be calming and therapeutic for young children and help them work through their emotions, their anxieties and frustrations. They can release pent-up aggression and energy and allow children mastery over skills. Planning for sensory experiences is important so that all areas of the curriculum can be met through purposeful play experiences. Planning ahead will ensure that all of the necessary risk assessments are in place and materials sourced to ensure the activity can be presented well. Planning will also allow practitioners to ensure that children's next steps in learning and development can be met, and repeated depending on the child's likes and dislikes and what the child learns from the activity. The child may find different ways of exploring the activity that the adult has not thought of. Theory. Jean Piaget is associated with developmental psychology. He was perhaps the first theorist of sensory play, suggesting that there was more to play than we understood. His theory of play, also known as developmental stage theory, states that play involves a systematic process of learning that can even be identified by stages. Piaget proposed that children need environmental stimuli and experiences to guide their cognitive development. Through sensory play, he suggested that children digest new knowledge and store it for later reference. In essence, he argued that this type of play was key to a child's brain development. Benefits of sensory play for babies. Babies learn and develop new connections in their brain through play. Sensory play also helps babies to learn more about the world around them and supports language development as they learn to respond to different stimuli. Babies can enjoy simple sensory play such as touching different objects and surfaces and hearing how different materials create various sounds. Benefits of sensory play for toddlers. Toddlers are usually developing their thinking abilities and will start trying to do things for themselves. They are learning about concepts like time and opposites, so activities that compare light and dark and sorting colours will encourage toddlers in their exploration. Benefits of sensory play for preschoolers. Preschoolers will often be exploring more independently and further developing language. Playing with musical instruments, for example, and creating and building different shapes with various objects and materials will further encourage these developments. Overall benefits of sensory play. Sensory play encourages learning through exploration, curiosity, problem solving and creativity. It helps to build nerve connections in the brain and encourages the development of language and motor skills. There are many benefits that may go unnoticed, such as the development of abilities to focus and block out distractions. Sensory play is an important part of childhood, and within reason there are really no limits to what you can use in sensory activities. Nature can often be your best friend when it comes to sensory play. Sight, sound, smell, taste and touch. Proprioception is the body's awareness. Using feedback our brains receive from stretch receptors in our muscles and pressure receptors in joints. This enables us to gain a sense of where our bodies are in space. Vestibular. This system is about balance and coordination of the inner ear to tell us our body position in relation to gravity. And interoception. This helps us understand how our body feels inside. It lets us know when we're hungry or hot and helps regulate body functions like heart rate and digestion. Sight. The most common stimulated sense for young children is sight. From birth, babies are given brightly coloured and patterned toys, and many children and adults learn best through their sight as visual learners. One of the best ways to stimulate the sense of sight is to allow the child to experience as many different things as possible to look at. Here are some examples. Sound. Listening skills are important as they have an impact on all areas of learning and communication. Many toys for young children feature music and other various sounds. Music is extremely important for children, and many learn best when a concept is set to music. For example, a song sack. These can easily be made with different props inside that represent a different song. This one is for Old MacDonald Had a Farm. Smell. Children will enjoy lots of activities related to smell. Certain smells remind us of people and places, good or bad experiences. Have you got a certain smell that reminds you of something or someone? Different plants have different smells. Taste. Children enjoy tasting new foods. This helps them not to be fussy eaters and gives them opportunities to try new things. What's your favourite taste? Touch. Children love to explore things by touching them. Give them a variety of things to touch and feel. Find things with different textures, including natural objects like fir cones, large pebbles, and feathers. Treasure baskets for sensory play. Treasure baskets or discovery boxes are an excellent way for children to learn through their senses. See if you can make a list of things for each of the senses to put in a basket or box: sight, sound, smell, taste, or touch. Advantages of treasure baskets. The advantages of treasure baskets include: from a large selection of things, babies are offered a choice: which items to pick, whether to pick them, and when to pick them, and develop independence. They learn concentration skills. It facilitates the learning for a wide range of concepts, and they learn the courage to reach out and try something new. Babies and toddlers can move or transport objects in a variety of ways. Put things inside other containers and take them out again. Roll objects across the floor or over different surfaces. Band objects together. Make piles of objects and then knock them down. Make collections. Turn and twist things or wrap objects up in material. Items to collect. Treasure baskets can contain anything you want as long as it is safe for babies or young children to handle and put into their mouths, so that no small objects could pose a choking hazard. Gather cooking utensils such as wooden spoons, whisks, honey drizzlers, large metal spoons, clean sponges, scourers, etc., and present them in a large box or basket, and let the baby explore them. Try having themed baskets such as Christmas, balls, wooden or metal items. Sight. Exposing young children to new and exciting experiences will keep them curious about the world around them. Visually stimulating activities will enable children to use the sense of sight to discover colour, shape, brightness, form and structure. They will learn how things move and develop visual memory as how things work. Activities such as bubble blowing, making mobiles, safety mirrors, balloons and streamers will help promote learning and visually stimulate young children. Ideas for discovery boxes and treasure baskets for sight are scarves in a box with different coloured materials, brushes for various uses such as a shaving brush, a toothbrush, hairbrush, nail brush or pastry brush, magazines to look at on other subjects including children's comics, matching picture sets and photographs, textured boxes with different pattern materials or textured objects, ribbons with varying patterns on and of different colours, heuristic play with boxes of different sizes and shapes, a picture basket, or jelly for messy play using different colours. Sound. Many toys for young children feature music as discussed and other various sounds. Music is essential for children, and many children learn best when a concept is set to music. Music can encourage motor skill development as children learn to dance and keep a beat. Singing songs, listening to stories and talking about what they're doing all help children with sound and listening skills. Wind chimes, music boxes, shakers, objects to bang and music to listen and move to will all enhance this area of learning and development. For younger children, having a variety of things that make noise will provide interest for them. Learning to listen will help children greatly with communication and language skills. Smell. The taste of smell helps children to identify scents they like or don't like and can be incorporated into planning in many ways. Try adding an array of fragrances into your treasure boxes, such as coffee, mint, lemon and lavender. Providing these different smells allows the children to differentiate between new scents and build on their learning through their sense of smell. Make a smell resource basket with some socks that contain some cotton wool balls. Drop some essential oils onto the cotton wool balls and tie a knot at the end of the sock so that the children cannot take the cotton wool out. These keep well and can be topped up when they lose their scent. Make some smell bottles by using fruit drink bottles with a sports cap. Clean and dry them and then add cotton wool balls again inside them and different fragrances such as mint, lavender, coffee or vanilla. When the top is popped up and children squeeze the bottle, it releases the smell. By popping the lid down again makes the scent last until you wish to use them again. Taste. Through the sense of taste, children will explore new foods, fruits and vegetables and decide which ones they like and do not like. Finger foods are an excellent way to encourage independence for toddlers so that they can feed themselves. The sense of touch can be best explored through textures and messy play. Young babies like to snuggle in with soft blankets and investigate treasure baskets. Older babies and toddlers will enjoy messy play activities to explore new textures. And going on a touch walk will encourage children to touch new items for texture, such as rough and smooth, wet puddles, tree bark, and some plants. Messy play activities can be done with all age groups. Try using food ingredients like cereals, cooked pasta, coloured rice, or baked beans or jelly. Check for allergies with parents first, and don't forget that children who have a gluten-free diet will not be able to play with dried cereal if they have an allergic reaction or put it into their mouths. Items like shaving foam, hair gel, hair conditioner, etc. can also be used, and this can be added to Play-Doh to change its consistency. Just experiment. Messy play should be encouraged as it helps to promote creativity. Large disposable sheeting will help protect the floor and make cleaning easier. Have some spare clothing available and somewhere to wash the babies after play. This can be done indoors or outside on a large scale or on a small scale. Here are some ideas. Thank you for listening. Do you have any other training needs or want to see any other content listed in this channel? Here are my contact details: info@annrogers.co.uk for emails, or check out my website www.annrogers.co.uk. Thank you.